If you're like me, you've probably found more Thailand vloggers than ever in 2020. So many voices, opinions and events. There were lots of highs and lows in the Thailand vloggers universe. And maybe I can help you cut through the noise. So before I look back through some of the content of January to March 2020, make sure you watch out for part 2, where I find not 1, not 2, but 3 great Brits and an amazing Thailand vloggers Facebook page. So let's rewind to January. Andrew from Direction Bangkok started 2020 with a follow-up video talking about factors to consider when buying a condo, following on from his successful series on them in 2019.
Stuff you might want to keep in mind when you're picking a condo unit. Yeah, high floors. I would highly recommend getting high floors. I think the noise really though is probably the biggest factor. Road noise and
there's the gentleman selling the car.
Meanwhile, Foreigner Joe and Tiger Gift were still living in the capital, and Joe started the year as the proud owner of a new car, all ready for a road trip.
Anyway, I want to show you our new car. We're going to enjoy it eventually, but I don't like driving in Bangkok for sure.
January also saw Chuck and Paige from No Time to Be Sad have a sudden health scare with Paige's mum.
Nakhon Phanom and Mukdahan have way better hospitals. Mafia.
Thankfully, she recovered quickly and Sunday fun days were back to normal in no time.
I couldn't video in there. She's just gonna spend the night. Looks like she's doing okay. She's got all of our copies together, all of our information, documents.
They also had to get Chuck's visa extension.
What a beautiful view. Look at this view right here.
To the east of Bangkok, and in between Ratchaburi and Phetchaburi, Simon and Mem were putting the finishing touches to their lost homestay resort following an 8-month building project, all set for an amazing year ahead.
And this passageway will take you through to the resort. Let's go. Here at the resort we have a fiberglass pool, which is salt water. Here we have the cafe stroke restaurant stroke.
Down in Phuket, Rob, 20 Seconds in Thailand, told us all in a live stream that Kev in Thailand was now in the UK and his cancer had spread. The news was not good.
If anybody doesn't know, Kevin had esophageal cancer. He had the surgery done in Thailand, then got to the point where it was spreading. So he's went back to the UK. He's in the UK. He's in the hospital, working on a transition mode to go to an apartment. He will have somebody from the medical system come by and check on him.
January also saw Jonny, There Is Something Happening, back posting videos again after a break of around 6 months.
Good morning. How are you today? Very good. Very good.
Together with Joe and Gift, he and Som headed to Chiang Mai
Jay and Sasha, they arrived last night. How are you, Som?
and also managed a meet-up with 8 miles from home before their trip onwards to the Philippines.
Sober time too. No drinking on this trip, is there?
No drinking on this trip at all.
No drinking. So we're just going to have 9 days sober.
And I want to apologize for interrupting your regularly scheduled program with
We
Jonny.
also found some of Johnny's videos starting with some other bloke. In February, Plymouth's own Jim Andrews was still in Thailand avoiding the horrible British winter and managed a quick live stream from his taxi on a drive to Bangkok.
Quiet. I did notice in the evenings people weren't coming out. It wasn't. I thought it'd be really dead actually in the city centre, but better, isn't it? Is that better? Yeah. Don't crash though, Amy. Yeah. No, you concentrate on the road, and I'll.
We also saw Jonny post a series of videos following his French bulldog, Sebastian.
Cashier again. I love this cashier.
Who was having spinal cord problems that required surgery and a healthy dose of caring for the poor chap.
All right. So that's it. Doctor said he's doing heaps better. He wants to see him in a month.
That month, Leigh Toon started work on a fishing lake at their farm and introduced the world to the now infamous Macro Man.
That's all coming out, so all from there to there is going to go. Now you can imagine trying to get it all over there, it's just not going to happen. So we had a sit down and a chat with Mr. Macro Man yesterday after he'd finished work.
By now we knew the world was going to have a difficult year, and news of the virus spreading from one country to another was all over the news. I've covered some of the impacts of the pandemic on Thailand vloggers in my 3 C's review of 2020, check it out. But let's look at some of the content from that turning point month. Paul, the Good Farang, reminds us exactly what a beach in Thailand was supposed to look like, but would also find himself back in Ireland within months.
Oh yeah, that water looks too inviting. Come on. Oh. This is living.
Esquire in Asia, on the other hand, headed to Vietnam.
But right now, it's time for a haircut. As you can see, the hair's looking pretty wild. 100,000? Okay, sounds pretty good.
And was about to strike gold with a trip to the barber's video that would see 4 million views by the end of the year, and is currently the most watched video on his channel.
Once it's all finished, I'm over up. What do you think of the hair?
Back in Bangkok, Brad and Tar of Our Life Thai were at a convention which pretty much had more people working on the stalls than visiting them.
We're at the Printing and Packaging Expo in Bangkok. I'm afraid that there's far more workers here than there are customers. The virus is keeping people away in droves.
You can hear her laughing and making plenty of noise.
Welcome to Leigh Toon. How may I help you?
You can help me by going back and sitting down. I only want the pretty girl in front of my camera. I don't need you. Oh, sorry, I need pretty and I need young. I'm sorry.
Oh, woman.
I heard you coughing from over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
because I talk too much.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine that.
Nearby, in Suvarnabhumi Airport, Live Love Thailand was experiencing the sort of checks and delays that here in the West we'd start to experience just by going to the supermarket. The world was starting to lock down.
1.5 hours to pass the security. There are too many measurements. They are checking your temperature, writing on your ticket.
In Phuket, away from the crowds of Bangkok, Thailand Tony was becoming a consistent source of on-the-ground information.
So, as from yesterday, the totals for the whole of Thailand now stands at 934.
And giving us the facts on news updates as they were released.
In Phuket. The state of emergency has now come into effect, and that will run until the 30th of April. Thailand has now closed its borders to...
On another island, this time Samui, a relatively new vlogging family were now stuck in Thailand.
Hi everyone, so I thought I'd do a bit of an update today what we're doing because things are changing around the world so fast and everywhere. We have moved, so we are living
News from the shoes now look to be in Thailand for some time.
To stay at home, to protect older people, to protect weaker people, and to protect, our family also. We'll be staying at this resort for 5 weeks. We're supposed to be leaving Thailand on the 30th of April, but we don't know yet if that's going to be possible. We're supposed to fly to Vietnam then, but they have their borders shut at the moment. Then we'd have to see if we can extend our visa here in Thailand or, I don't know, move to one of the neighboring countries that has open borders. So.